I go put you through the ceiling. I'm about to go berserk. Supernova, let them know I'm always repping that red side. That vibe right, we all right. No chance y'all be all right. If you black, purple, yellow, red, or white, cause I seen heroes save the dark inside.
How y'all feeling tonight?
I'm
It's Saturday.
and I'm ready for the confrontation.
Literally my
Bodies next to bodies like an obligation. Overflowing with these cores, got no.
To be fair, I was kind of feeling it.
Glad no one was there to see
Yeah. Right. What's going on? What's going on? We back, right? Like officially?
Officially. Think so. Yeah.
Well,
like officially. It's been a while since we've all been back at one time, and you know, in our actual houses, not some random hotel or something else.
Yeah, no, because you were at a con, but hey.
Anyway, back to another episode. Dog, I am always at a con. Did you know I was at a con today? Like, legit. I went from Baltimore Comic Con this weekend to being here. So, it was Baltimore Comic Con was great. That was really fun. I feel like this is my last con of, I don't want to say the year because I'm going to lie to you if I say the year. But I'm going to say of the month. Because Mikey looked up at me like, say the year, nigga. Say the year so I can beat your ass and you lying. I still have at least 3 more cons planned for the year, which is crazy. Crazy. Like, who's funding these things? Where am I getting the money from? I feel like Peter, when they're like, Peter, how are you affording all of these things? Where's the Peter Copic coming from? Where are all these things coming from? Nah, I actually rob niggas in the street, so you can see me turn the other way. See that hoodie's real nice, so if I see it in the streets, you know what it is, big dog. Woo.
I think she's frozen.
Anyway,
never mind.
It is a very fun episode that we have planned for you guys. She looks frozen. Someone fix her Pumbaa. T is not in motion right now. Our resident Semish is not moving.
No, she's here. She's just tired of our nonsense. I think she's here.
She's going a little.
Am I not moving?
No, you're moving. You're fine. You're good.
Hey, let's go. Like,
I do have a question though. It's not a super.
Hey, this is what it's like in real life when like you're stuck and everybody else is still moving around you. And you're like, am I the asshole? Am I stuck right now?
what's your question, Dwight?
I want you to know I make fun of Curtis every week for having a 20-minute introduction.
Oh, shut the hell up. Dwight, what is
What's
your question?
my questions like?
No, I had a question. I figured it out myself. It's not super important.
Oh, I want to know now. What's your question?
Yeah, what's your question?
I want to know.
Okay. I mean, well, if we must know things that happen in real life, I accidentally hit something on my side of the screen and it highlighted every single D on the screen. So I'm sitting here wondering, why are all the D's highlighted? And yep. So, you know, I was going to ask that question, then I realized I did it, and I'm just like, all right, bet. So I'm letting it go. Although
That's a lot of words on the screen.
it is.
But yeah.
But yes, no, we do want the stars. Dead ass. For sure. In the meantime, we lost the boss. I swear. Every time we're about to do introductions or something like that, the shenanigans erupt.
I hate this right now. I'm not gonna lie. I won't lie. I took an edible. It's kicking in. Why am
The
I
room
here?
is rooming.
Can we get into the topic?
Yep. So tonight, nope, I cannot hear you, Fluke.
Probably because I'm muted. I'm
Yeah.
Blind as hell. Didn't even see color.
I couldn't
Damn.
tell you. You wanted the topic, right?
Jamal's muted too.
Yeah.
By the way,
You good?
are we good? Oh, wait, you know what? Trista's probably giving him the business right now. So you know what?
you getting.
Can't hear him.
Do a short intro.
So, yeah.
This could be the intro right here. This is the intro. This is all of.
Yep.
This is actually like behind the scenes shit that would actually happen.
It really is. It really is. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. We're really just waiting for. I mean, if everyone's here.
Can you just like play the music over again and then
stop?
Have a redo?
Not a redo.
You wanna
not a redo. A whole redo.
Can you just take it back 30 seconds?
Redo. Yo, my bad. My mic and Wi-Fi it's not giving it. But let's go ahead and get started with these introductions and kick things off. I am Maul, your friendly neighborhood menace. I have been everywhere in everyone's neighborhood. Clearly, I can't stay out of cons. I just love what I do. I love showing up. I love being places, and Baltimore Comic Con was a move today. And honestly, if you have time or if you are in the area, highly recommend that you check out Baltimore Comic Con for tomorrow for their final day or for next year. Mikey, Flu, the bad guy. Won't you go? Nah. Turn that mic back on, big dog. Tell these people who you are. Hey, no running from it now.
I had just turned it off because I was trying to.
Had all this shit to say, talking about we just go.
So I was trying to before I even did any of that, I accidentally opened something and I was like, oh, I might as well use it in context. So I was like, shit, I got to figure out which is which. So this whole entire time I've been trying to figure out is the left contact or the right contact, and there's no marking. So I'm just kind of fucked. But hey, it's your boy Fluke. It's your boy Fluke. How you doing? I'm obviously your neighborhood and intergalactic villain. Doing what the yes.
Does it honestly matter? Like the left or the right contact that it goes into what eye?
Man, just let him get through the intro. She really had this burning question to ask you as you're trying to tell people who you are.
I love it here.
That was pretty much it. I did the whole entire thing anyway, right before the question. Exactly why I stopped right after, because I noticed your hand was up and you wanted to raise. To answer your question,
yes, it does matter to you. Because sometimes because I know, for example, my left eye, for example, is better than my right eye, so I need two different lenses. Contacts are the same way.
Okay. Sorry.
So when I'm robbing, you go to the left side. Got you.
See, I can't. You know what? I deal with these types of shenanigans in Ohio all the time. Anyway, more than you would think I should. Actually, a lot more. It's not terrible.
Niggas run up on your left side trying to steal from you.
No.
Yeah, it works like that, but it's not the same. Maybe if you walk up in Ohio, you're getting mugged. The first thing they're gonna ask you is, "Hey, which side is your stronger side?" Oh, I see you better on my right side. They're gonna come at you.
Right. This conversations to have
every time
before problems. Right. We have a conversation. We're just that flat out fucking here. What the hell are you talking about, Jamal?
Dwight, who you is? What's going on, man?
I am Dwight, as y'all heard. As usual, I'm just here for a good time. And I'm gonna pass it off to
Robin,
the only
Robin.
person on this the only person on this stream who at this point has not made a complete. Well, no, she's just as bad as the rest of us. Never mind. You're up, T.
I'm getting there. It will be soon. Don't worry about that.
Just as bad as the rest of us. All of us tonight. I'm not.
I'm T. I play Sims. That's my Twitter. You should go follow me. Okay.
She played earlier, so she's a little tired. That's all that is. Her Sims killed somebody today.
Her stream was funny as hell.
We don't talk about that here. This is a safe space.
Super funny.
Funny is.
It's been clipped. Go to her. Go to the channel and see what.
Listen. It was a justified murder.
Indeed. And how do people commit murders with weapons? And that's what we're here to talk about today.
Look at that segue. Nice one, Doy.
Thank you. I thought it was great too.
I set it up. Are you kidding?
Whatever.
Jamal, this is where you're supposed to pick up, my guy.
The adult. We need an adult.
My bad.
What?
I'm back.
You're
the adult. I was looking up something. I needed to get an extra picture. But I'm here. So as he said, with weapons, we are here for the Weapons of Choice episode. And as we stated in our title, we're going to ask, what's our weapon of choice? So we're going to go over a few ground rules here. If you do pick the weapon, you do become the guy. You have instant knowledge of using it, much like Ben when he picked up the Omnitrix and just instantly knew, hey, dog, I can be a hero right here, right now. If you get a Green Lantern ring, I'm not necessarily saying you Hal Jordan and you could swing the ring without being able to like know everything. It's never fully charged and you still pulling out like miracles, but you get a Green Lantern ring. So essentially, we're gonna go from you pick the person, you pick the power, you get what you pick. All right, ground rule set. Let's roll. I am going to go first, and I am going to tell you my weapon of choice. So I'm gonna set this up by telling you that I'm a fan of like history, and when I found out that there's an anime that includes like not just history, but niggas getting their asses whooped, I was like, yo, I gotta be all on this. Like Fate series it's convoluted. It's very complicated to follow. It is not for the faint of heart. It is not for the weak. But I will tell you, Fate Stay Night is beautifully, beautifully drawn masterpiece of like work of art. But in these battles, you have these people that they call back from various points of time. You have different heroes. And one of my favorite heroes was always King Arthur. And I thought that it was interesting in this story how they did the story of King Arthur. Instead of it being a man, it was a woman. And it made more sense that no one trusts you. You pull the sword, you become the king. Like you get to lead and rule. Because when they said it, like, oh, you're a 13-year-old boy, why would they trust a 13-year-old boy? But at any time, especially now, shout out to Kamala, who, that's my part. That's my pick for president. It's hard for a woman to be taken serious. It's hard for a woman to be seen as I am strong, I am valuable, everything that a man is. And she pretended and hid. But if I had to choose, I had to go on with Saber. Just because that was a really busted weapon in the Fate series. In case y'all are unaware, let me get a picture. Give me 1 second. But it was a really like one of the strongest class that you could have. Like if you summon the Saber, it was almost guaranteed you won. Not to mention the fact that like going off of what Excalibur was when you held on to the sheath of Excalibur, you weren't able to be killed in battle. so you won't lose any blood, and you have instant regeneration with an invisible sword. Because in this one, the sword's invisible. So you mean to tell me I have a sword that can beat your ass, take you down any which way, and the motherfucker's invisible?
That's nuts. I'm not hip to the whole Fate series. I tried getting into it. I started the book, visual novel or whatever it is at first. I played it for maybe like an hour, and then I'm like, this is moving way too slow. So I never got into it. But the fact that the blade is invisible is interesting. I've heard the legend with the sheath before. The legend with the sheath ain't that one ain't new. If you hold on to that one, that makes sense. But that the sword turning invisible, well, that's a nice touch.
Invisible sword, anti-aircraft, anti-everything. It whoops ass, and it's as strong as the legendary sword would be. It's still Excalibur. There's nothing about it that changed except now it's invisible.
So is that just like a sometimes thing that you swing it, or
no, it's like it's just invisible.
No,
So
it's always invisible until she chooses for it to take physical form. You cannot see it until she's like, all right, bet. I'm going to drop my knighthood and bring out my sword. But that's my girl Saber.
Okay. So
like, if I had to choose, I'm going for the legendary sword of King Arthur and Excalibur.
What particular series should you start out with that if you want to get a good idea about what's going on? Because I know there's like 3 Fate series out right now, aren't there?
Do you want to start chronologically or
so,
like as the
there's
anime
a lot.
came out?
Personally, I'm a chronological.
No, where you really want to start is you want to start at Fate Zero. I feel like you always have to start at Fate Zero. Fate Zero is
that
specifically the one that gives you the story on the war itself and the arcs. It's all on Crunchyroll. Like, it's not hard to find. It's not like, yo, like, where am I going to look this up or where? It's on Crunchyroll. Like, I'm not this avid connoisseur of anime that's going to tell you, yo, go find this pirated site, go find this, go to Crunchyroll. Fate Zero is a great story if you are if you're a fan of over the top shonen action like I am. It's a great series. If you like journey animes that you start someplace and you end, and then it doesn't take you on the direct journey that you think you want. You want to keep watching, but it's it kind of lets you down because none of the series actually link up to each other the way that they should. They lead into the light novels and the games, and you think where's this leading to? And it's just self-contained mini stories. Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night are the only two that seem more connected than the rest, and the rest are kind of just spin-offs where you see some of your favorite characters pop back up.
With the way it goes, it starts off as a game and a light novel. It's kind of like, I guess you could say, a dating sim in a way, which it pretty much is. You get certain routes that choices lead to. So you should start with Zero. Zero is the beginning of everything. It should be like the prequel. Then you start with Fate Stay Night. Now after Fate Stay Night, you get different routes for different anime versions. So it look like you're watching the same thing, but something else that's gonna happen is gonna be different each and every time.
Okay. So they just animated every single route from the story, basically.
You gotta make that money, right?
I mean, I feel it. I'm not mad about it at all, and honestly, it saves more time than playing the game because my biggest issue with the game was it started slow as hell. Like I said, I was only on there for an hour, and then I realized I was only in the prequel. I'm like, oh hell no! I'll have
beautifully animated fights, Fate.
So, yeah. All right,
great ones.
Okay.
All right, Mikey, what you got next for us?
I'm gonna save my other one for later, but I had, we all have two. But I'm just gonna take a personal one just because I don't have to necessarily be the character in the world, but I'm going to choose and y'all gonna call me fucked up when I give my explanation. My handy dandy. Oh,
Always.
shoot, I forgot my house keys at home. The Keyblade, allowing me to open any and every door that I choose and see fit. Any door. Anything that I want open, I can just open it with the Keyblade. It doesn't really matter. Actually, they don't say that, but yes, anything that is technically closed, I can open with the Keyblade. As long as it is what it is. And you get chosen by the Keyblade, you don't have to. You didn't even let me finish. Yeah, I promise it's good. Let me explain. Let me get it through. Let me explain. I swear. It's actually a pretty unique weapon, seeing that it is a weapon. It's a blade, I guess it's a sword, and it's an actual key, which allows you to visit pretty much anywhere in any world. You're protected from a lot of things with the Keyblade. You let me explain it yet. What happened? I mean, for the most part, the Keyblade runs on the strength of your heart and however you choose your heart to be. So as long as you aren't, well, it doesn't really matter if you're have dark in your heart or whatever, your Keyblade is going to reflect that and or leave you, and so you don't have a Keyblade. But this is my choice, really, and this is what I'd pick.
But aren't you the bad guy?
Yeah,
right. You're gonna be out here. You're gonna be out here running around with that black and red joint that Riku was running around with.
No.
Keyblade.
They're all right. So the Keyblade, the Keyblade itself changes forms depending on the keychain. I just picked the basic one so everybody knows what it is. Everybody's seen that. I don't have to put the specific one that I'd want to have. And you said I'm a bad guy. Yes, I am. That wouldn't be my Keyblade. It'd be either the no name or.
I didn't say you were the bad guy. You specifically went to you can unlock stuff with the Keyblade. That's where you went first.
You stressed it, like
because I'm going to rob. I'd rob.
You really went with that. You leaned into the part that you could like unlock anything.
Right. You will.
I can't.
I was.
You don't think legit, and it's messed up,
I was
right?
with you for a second.
You've heard of the money glitch, right?
You had me going in the first half.
Remember the money glitch? Well, I don't have to actually get in trouble with the money glitch this time. I can actually just, I'm gonna walk in. Here's the Keyblade. I'm gonna open the bank or do whatever, get money out. All right, I'm gone. That's actually what I do.
Bro, this ain't it.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys don't want to. Okay, I'll be the only one. I mean, I forgot my car keys. Guess I can't go to work. Zoom, gone. It works the same way. It works the same way. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you aren't unlocking your car. Let's start there.
I didn't. So.
Let's not forget that you are Mikey D villain.
Regardless, Keyblade is the ultimate weapon. Multiversal, multi-purpose tool that I can do anything with. That's I don't see it.
I mean,
if you really out here to tell me that you just cap it, you still ain't. Just say that.
As a person who appreciates good lore, I will give you the pick for the Keyblade for that particular aspect of it. However,
in the lore that I can still do.
However,
what's up?
I'm concerned. Yeah, thank you. That part, the entire brand on it.
What?
I don't know. I'm just concerned for the general safety of the public.
Oh, yeah, you should be. Yeah.
All right. Well, as long as we have that straightened out, and we're talking about weapons based off of people's hearts, my pick, if you haven't guessed by the name over here, we're talking about the Zanpakuto down here. Honestly, I don't have my personal favorite one that was in the show. Probably Toshiro Hikigari's. Probably. Either that or the old man's Yama's Bankai was honestly just a work of art to me, but that's just me gushing over the show.
Dog, the amount of like smoke and fire that man put off, and they were like, "Yo, I just want you to know that like he was cooking so many bankais that could not be used around other people, and that was just one. And it was like, dog, no matter what world you're in, that shit's dangerous.
Right. It's automatically summer. Immediately. Like I said, my favorite one was Toshiro's, but his was absolute. His shit was turned off. He's like, I can't even do nothing right now. Oh boy, he's mad. The boss is upset.
He's like, what do you want me to do, big dog? It's fire in the air. This is not moisture. This is not heat. It's fire. Shit's on fire.
I can't do shit here. But no, the reason I pick up the Zanpakuto in general isn't necessarily because, it's flashy or anything like that. I appreciate how they're built. Like, the idea that they're 100% in terms of their abilities based off of the tendencies and whims of the character. And then there's rules on top of that. I appreciate powers with drawbacks, and Zanpakutos are so
boom.
Niche in their abilities. It's perfectly balanced. I appreciate that.
So what would yours be? Like Mikey already told us that he's breaking into cars and breaking into people's houses with his keyblade. Clearly, he's the bad guy. So he does this sort of thing. It's on brand for who he is.
I mean, if we're doing it, then I guess whatever. You know how the Quincy's had that ability to just like break apart the walls and shit like that, and just use that to power their attacks. That. Just the ability to convert matter into an attack, that would just be, I don't know. Just y'all ever had the water hose in a water gun fight?
Yeah.
No, nigga, you cheat.
That's the energy that I'm on. That's the energy if I'm on if I get to pick.
No, I'm about to fighting for my life.
Yeah, you are. That's the idea here. I mean, obviously.
What am I supposed to do with this? All I got is water pistol. Pew, pew.
I mean, the accuracy by volume, my guy. Weren't you military?
So T. Oh, right, what she's drinking too. What would your weapon of choice be? For what's one of your favorite weapons that you would obviously have, live in the world of, be the person?
Oh shit. Wait. I don't like hitting on my choices now. I don't like saying my options. Well, one of them I do, but I want to save it. I am disappointing. I'm a disappointing person. I disappoint myself every day. And my mom.
You made it sad. Stop.
Right.
No, right?
What?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of my choices was the Alien Blaster from Fallout 4. And technically that is not bad if I do have that weapon in that world, or just have it in general here, because it's pretty good. Can you put up the fucking photo?
I would love to.
Love it. This thing is also really cute. And you find it on a dead alien, and that's what makes it better.
It's giving noisy cricket, and I appreciate this.
Well, I'm glad you said that. In the Fallout games, whenever you did come across that alien blaster, because it comes in different games, if you shoot somebody, they actually evaporate into goop. You will goop everybody that you shoot. It does not matter what you're shooting. It is a strong, unbelievably crazy weapon. You gotta love it. And it's actually looks like a little toy gun.
And it's on sale now for $12.95. $12.95, people. That's cheap.
But wait.
That's low.
But wait, there's more. Order now. You'll throw in the second one for just the shipping.
I don't know. Like, the power to turn niggas into goop, that might be too much for T. Like,
do you mean too much?
She already told me to do better with my blunt rolling before the show. And, like, I don't know if I would have been able to survive that. See?
I wouldn't
look,
hit you with
I triggered her.
I wouldn't use it on you.
Right. It still seems like a lot. Is that a blue cartridge with a Bulbasaur?
Oh no, it's green.
It's a green cartridge because Pokemon
Green. It's the
okay.
green.
I mean, that's still dope. I was just curious as to like, my bad.
Took it from someone else.
Also, super trash that like if I had to choose Pokemon, I would only get to choose that one Pokemon. Like I couldn't get a Pokeball and be like, I'm calling out an infinite amount of Pokemon. Or like if I called out Ditto, that wouldn't also work because like it would rely on like the idea that you also have a Pokemon.
I mean, an Omnitrix style Pokeball wouldn't necessarily be a bad play. Throw out a Pokeball and it turns into whatever.
But that doesn't exist.
I mean, game freak.
You know the levels of like cartoon logic that you'd have to get through to be able to pull that off. Like,
why not
there are over 1,000 different Pokemon.
You can get a Wishy-Washy. You won't have just one Pokemon. You'd have.
I mean, to be fair, that's the next step. It's gotta be. Gotta be the next step. So the next logical move. Make everything available at any given time. Just have one spot on your roster where you can just jump into your box. I want this guy right now.
There are over 1,000 different Pokemon. I want you to know that you're the reason that they don't make new Pokemon that often. You want it to be Gen 1. Yeah, you Charizard lover.
For the record, I don't necessarily
called out in real time.
Right, called out in real time, right? I don't particularly think that I'm the reason that they won't make new ones because they make new ones every 2 to 3 years. Don't look at me like that. That's what do you want here? If you're talking about the formula, I can't help that, honestly.
But did you complain the entire time about the new Pokemon?
Actually, I didn't. I was probably one of the only people who didn't. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a glitchy mess, but I understood why it was a glitchy mess. So it was just like, you know what? We're here now. They're not going to fix it. I have no illusions to them being going to go out of their way to fix any of this shit. Let me just go ahead and continue to run games with my friends like I have been doing for the past couple of years. That's what I want here, and that's what I'm getting.
Now, while this was fun, I will say I appreciated Sword and Shield more after playing Scarlet and Violet.
Oh yeah, Sword and Shield was damn better. Y'all complained a hell of a lot about Sword and Shield. I got into Sword and Shield after skipping Alola, and I'm just like, why are y'all upset? This is. But I
never understood it, and like we go to the island, we get all the vitamins and whatnot. Sorry, we randomly got into this.
Since it's back to
going back into the subject to say what my next since it's back to me. My next one, we talked a little bit about this beforehand, and I'm going to give you a little backstory on it. I am a fan because obviously I am former military of like militant shows and military tactics. and I am a big fan and proponent of like smarter characters and doing smart shit. While I love One Piece, I think Luffy be like justifiable in taking some of the L's that he takes. Because if you've taken longer to study and learn up on the complicated systems instead of just jumping in saying, I see the bad guy, I think I can take this one. You lost the last fight. You really don't like, you didn't stop and think maybe I should train before I keep taking on these big bad people. You barely got past the last guy and you still don't think maybe I should ask some questions about like how this power system works that everyone around me seems to get so well, except for me. No? All right then. Keep charging along. But when you come to characters that aren't as slow as Luffy or Goku, and you're like, oh shit, this motherfucker is competent. This motherfucker could actually pull off the shit that he's saying and like plans on doing. It's refreshing. When you run into a character like Lelouch, you're like, God damn. And then when you give someone as smart as Lelouch the ability to be able to like overwrite your mind and tell you exactly what he wants you to do. I have watched Lelouch get his code Gias power and instantly tell someone, I want you to kill yourself. They did it. These people, he tell them, I want you to do whatever, and it's complete and total mind control. Now, while that sounds like a terrible thing, probably is. However, it's the power that I would want. If I could give myself any power, I would pick a Gios power, and I'd probably pick the same one Lelouch has. Simply because of how broken it is to be able to control someone's mind and their complete abilities without them being able to say, nah, bro, I wouldn't do that shit. I don't care if I'm the bad guy. That's my power.
I mean, it's a real short list. I mean, there's not really too much you can do that's going to be overtly positive with that type of a power. It's kind of like a monkey's paw. Like, even if you do go to the worst dictator in the world and you tell him to do the right thing, the consequences that's going to happen because of that are going to be...
But I'm not looking to take out dictators and world nobles. I'm not looking to take over the world. I'm looking to enrich my life.
Oh, you just gonna be frivolous as hell with it.
Oh, I'm the bad guy.
I could.
Yeah, have, like the ice cream man coming around the block every day at 3:00, handing out free ice cream.
I already know. I already know my humor. I already know my fatal flaw. I would have just enough hubris to actually think I could change the world for the better. Just enough.
See, I don't believe that I could change the world for the better, but I believe I could change my circumstances, my situation.
I mean, yeah, for sure. But you got to think about it. You making your circumstance better just a little bit by a little bit by a little bit by a little bit, you're gonna find yourself in a position of power in a minute, my guy. And it's not gonna it'll happen. Not even it won't even happen. It'll happen before you know it. Just like think about it. Lelouch was wound up in the same situation when he used that ability the first time. It was a fluke. When he used it the second and third time, it was like, let me make sure that I can get myself out of here. And while I'm at it, fuck over the military. So, I mean, it don't take much. You gonna enrich your life. You gonna be like, you know what? Let me go ahead and have this bank teller give me everything in the vault real quick. Get my life together real fast. I mean, I didn't threaten or anything like that. She just put it in my hands. What you want me to do? And if anyone ever comes and asks me about it, you can tell them to go fuck away. Change your name. Become a different person at that point. And at that time, you can get really say, you know what? What do I want?
I want to live a good life. I want to live a simple life. And if by me mind controlling the motherfucking guys around in the ice cream truck to bring me free ice cream every day, it's powerful.
Okay, so
I want that kind of power.
You gonna mind control a couple people and find yourself living in the woods. That's what that turns into.
I mean, look,
because
however this winds up going, I want you to know I am seeing this through. I am one of those motherfuckers that will go to his natural conclusion. If the natural conclusion is I get arrested, I get arrested.
You're not gonna, but see, that's the thing though. You're not gonna get arrested. You're not gonna get arrested. As soon as they show up to put cuffs on your hands, you're gonna be like, "I'm gonna come quietly." No, I'm not.
I think eventually somebody's gonna stop looking me in my eyes. They're gonna be like, "Just cover your eyes. Don't talk to this nigga. Send in somebody blind." Like they're gonna send all blind operatives to come get me.
I mean, by that point, are you still gonna be there? You gonna have one bad interaction with the cops, where you're gonna have to use that ability, and you gonna be like, my cover's blown, I gotta bounce. If that's what you're gonna be on, otherwise, I don't know. Aside from the mass murder, I feel like we've had this conversation. Aside from the mass murder, I feel like Lelouch did it right. So I mean.
Facts. But when you count in the mass murder, remember, he took back his country, and in the end, the country was safe. He got freedom.
It's a different situation. I mean,
I'm not necessarily saying that he was right. But I'm saying that if you drop Lelouch into the situation that Light was in, Lelouch would have figured his way out, and Light would not have figured his way out of Lelouch's situation. If you swap those two characters,
why do you think? That's why I said Lelouch is the president in this scenario. Light's the vice president. Yeah, I've said this. This is where I'm at. I agree.
That's and like honestly, I'd be down to argue that if anybody else were not super fucking stoned on the panel. Our other two panelists are just like, this isn't my night. I don't even know what that guy said. I still don't know what that guy's saying to me.
You're muted, Mikey.
God. Lelouch is indeed smarter than Light. And thus being smarter than Light, he would definitely have figured his way out of the whole problem that he had. Like, there's no way that L would have ever known that he was actually the person doing any of this stuff. If anything, even if he didn't have the Gias, he'd be like, Light, hey, L, it's not me. And L would believe him. See, I'm legit with you. No problem.
I just
see.
I'm waiting on my turn.
I mean, if we're talking about turns, if we're talking about turns, I think it's Mikey's. Because me and Jamal just spent a minute arguing about Gias for no apparent reason, apparently.
Well, if that's the case,
not everybody watches Code Geass, and I just want to say,
watch that's right. And it's sad, really. I can't sit here and argue for a ton of politically, driven anime, but this one just.
Chef's kiss.
World Trigger is meh because it's still going. Like Gundam, you could pick and choose between your favorite Gundams. Yeah, World Trigger, the manga is still happening. They haven't even gone on the expedition.
No, it's been on for a while. I know that. If you want Gundam, the only one that could get close to that era of and the political state of Code Geass would be 00, which is actually my favorite.
Yeah,
you know what?
Same. I am a huge Exia fan. Like,
what's it called? 00?
Yeah, that's
Mobile Suit Gundam 00. Do not watch the movies. The movies were trash.
Yeah, the movies are bad.
I'll take a look at it. The last Gundam series I watched for real was Sea Destiny, and that was personally trash. I mean, because Sea was great. Sea was fan-fucking-tastic. And then we get the second version, and then we get the second part of this, their continuance, and I'm just like, what happened to all the character development? None of y'all were this emo by the end of the show.
Yeah, movies are really weird with Gundam. They kind of they tend to step away from like all the stuff that usually happens. It's a weird place.
But see, that's the thing though. They didn't start out like that because Gundam Wings movie was basically everybody like, oh, well, I guess we weren't done. Then we're gonna go ahead and continue. Just go back and wrap this up, which was fine
because that's
but
where
I
the
don't know.
animators left it though. Like the animators were like, "Yo, we got a budget to do this. We're gonna tell this story, and if we get greenlit, there's more to it. If not, then if not." But like sometimes I feel like they rely too heavily on that. Like with Full Metal Alchemist, like at the end of the original one, I
Oh my
realized it was
god,
a different story, but
that movie fucked
the
me
movie
up. You're talking about Conqueror Shambhala. You're talking about Conqueror Shambhala, right? It was a great movie.
And then it's like, yo, like, and you're like, what the fuck happens next? And it's a different story. So it just
that ending broke my heart, man. Like I got everything I needed out of that ending except Ed Winry. That was all I was looking for. Like I'm not sitting here and thinking, I'm like, all right, we got the brothers back together, which is great.
Gave you that in Brotherhood. Like they had to, because like that moment when he looked at Ed and he's like, I'm as real as your real brother. I'm as real as the people around me. I was like, yo, you're a cartoon character, and I feel that you're as real as me right now. Like, god damn, you hit hard with that shit.
Fantastic movie. The original run of Full Metal Alchemist. I will always tell people to go watch the
always
because
they didn't miss. October 3rd. They did not. The character development, everything you really need both to understand Full Metal Alchemist as a complete show before you move on. All right, so since we can move on, since I've spent like literally most of the show just rambling about random shit, because I've lost T in and out so many times. Just watch the light out of her eyes.
You know what? Luckily, since you've been talking so much, it's great to segue into my weapon. My weapon is the most ultimate weapon in anime history. There's no weapon stronger. I don't want to hear anything afterwards. Okay? The weapon of choice that I chose is a simple one that we've all seen before, and we know that has 100% accuracy, 100% success rate. It is the Talk no Jutsu.
I hate this one.
Oh, you can hate it as much as you want. You can hate this as much as you want.
Absolutely cannot stand it.
I'm not wrong. Hey, look, yo, I've seen that you've gone through a lot of stuff, and I was in that place too. But together we can make it out. No.
Fireball Jutsu.
You can't. Yeah, fireball, sure. But after what? Yeah, no, we need s'mores.
Just right now. Right fucking now. In the middle of you trying to talk people out of time. That is...
It's the Talk no Jutsu. It's perfect.
That is
and like, how the fuck does he just instantly just know? And it's just like that moment.
I know exactly. I've been in the place you've been in. Don't you? You don't remember the
why does he keep coming out?
The swing.
You know what? We're gonna
come back to the swing. So
I am going to sit back and let you cook, my friend.
All right, bet. Go sit back and think about that swing. We've all seen the swing, right? We've seen the swing. Take a moment to look back at that swing. See how lonely anybody that swing is? Imagine yourself on that swing. I've been there. And it's not fun. But I know you want.
T is lonely on that swing right now. She is out. She's done. She's just waiting her turn on the swing.
As you know, of course.
She's been on that swing the entire fucking episode. It's great.
See, I've been where you were, T. I've been where you were. I understand.
Oh
and together we can get through whatever's
he's gonna talk no juicy, you damn T.
Look at that. It worked. Look, 100% success rate each and every time.
I ain't never seen a nigga talk no jutsu his way into some panties after getting his way out of some panties. I've seen a nigga at a party talk way too much anime at a con, and the girl be like, sure, and walk away and not give that nigga no draws.
That wasn't talk no jutsu. That was run your mouth.
Not 100% accurate.
Oh, well, if it happened, right?
First,
Jutsu is not 100%.
First off, I don't think as the villain you can use the talk no jutsu effect.
Yeah, I can. Because I'm the villain. I've been where they have been.
And you chose the path that the person who usually does talk. Sorry. You picked the opposite path. But my question. Okay. Now I remember what I was going to say. The talk no jutsu is the equivalent of saying the plot, my guy.
You are so lucky I didn't choose an armor of plot. And I'm serious. That would have been a thing. I'd been like, yeah, that's
you essentially did.
I did essentially did. And you're correct.
You essentially went and said, you know what? The best weapon in anime is the plot armor. Did. Which you're not wrong, but you're definitely out of line.
I'm the villain. I'm allowed to be out of line.
That is not the armor I was going to
signed
choose,
it,
but then I wasn't sure of the power scaling of it. So
I mean, for real,
say it on air. I chose not to.
I mean, if you have an armor in particular that you were thinking of, what were you thinking
of? Probably cloth.
It was
just from Saint Seiya. It's a cloth.
It was the armor from whatever manga.
Oh, what manga? You never heard of the cloth?
No, it was from Dick Fight Island armor.
Oh, never mind. We had a conversation with this completely. I don't know when, but you don't remember the. I don't want to get into it. They're not here to specifically talk about it.
No, I do remember that.
You remember that? Yeah, it's the Dick Fight Island armor, which it's not armor in the sense. It's just a giant metal condom.
But I mean, for real, that's kind of karma. I suppose would be the best way to describe that particular manga. I mean, when we have our way, I suppose. Look at the armor that we put women in. Doesn't really protect much.
Since I've talked my way, since I've talked no jutsu my way into this.
Your way into knowing what
I'm gonna talk no jutsu my way out.
And thought this was hilarious, and you were like,
"No, it's an actual weapon." And don't say it's not.
No. Were you here? Were you here the week that happened, or was it the week that you weren't here, Jamal?
What do you?
It might have been the week that I wasn't here. I want you to know this happened.
It was the week
I'm not here.
It was the week you weren't here. See, that means you don't get to talk. You don't get to talk. Me and Mikey were sitting here confused as fuck. Like, why is this a thing? I had to tell them, like, I've already been tricked into reading Yaoi one time, and no.
Wait, hold on, pause right there. Hold on, pause right there. Wait a minute. Hold up, pause. I've been where you've been, buddy. And let me tell you, I haven't been that far in, so I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna talk my way.
How did you get tricked into reading?
I was in college and I wasn't paying attention, but then I learned to do research when I got, manga.
What are you? Hold on, I'm lost. I need you to find me.
I'm talking about the conversation that we were having when T and it's late. Yes, with T and Jasmine, we're talking about that one manga that they were trying to get us to read. I think you were just talking about it.
Oh, Dick Fight Island.
Yes, you were literally just talking about it.
Why did you know that off the top of your head?
You just said it.
No, right, I said something about plot armor, and then
I didn't read it.
He said
I can tell you two people who did read it that aren't here to defend themselves. Mm-hmm. Jay, Will, Jasmine. I wouldn't snitch on them, but I didn't read this. Did none of that. So you know what?
Last manga I read in actual book form was Blue Lock.
What's that?
Your what?
Last manga I read in actual book form was Blue Lock. This was solid read.
Superhuman Soccer.
Can't wait for the season 2 to come out in October.
It's not superhuman. It's just heavily detailed. That's the thing I learned about anime. It's just incredibly detailed. Like them 1 second intervals that players be making that like on the field that are just like super quick. In anime, they get a chance to actually dissect them. That 1 second is actually like a page and a half of dialogue. It's absolutely nuts.
Man,
I have
listen,
not actually
sometimes
seen
animators
Blue Lock
be
yet, though.
saving a manga.
Mappa is a
Like,
good example.
for example, Demon Slayer is a good example. Demon Slayer's manga
Demon Slayer is
is
a great
saved
example.
by the animation of the actual, like the animators. JJK is another one. If you read the manga, I fucking hate Gege's coloring, inking, whole thing. It's trash. However, on the opposite end, Kaiju number 8 is beautifully written. It's greatly, like, the author goes out of his way that when there's a break to do sketches of different things. So you have different cover arts and sketches. There's even a B-side to Kaiju number 8. So if you enjoy Kaiju number 8, there is more to the story.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's me on my high horse, because some mangas come out exactly like the story. Like, shout out to Dr. Stone. Exactly like the manga. The season is progressing, the stories, the chapters, everything is right on track to where the manga is. But then you have others where it's like you take so many twists and turns, and it's like, I read this y'all are giving this way more justice. Like, Demon Slayer gets way more justice than it does in the animation and the manga, hands down. The movie's still gonna be fire though.
Dwight, I talked them just on my way to what is your weapon, sir? At least your second one.
I mean, my second one, honestly, my second one probably has a way more broken power than that, because the Talk No Jutsu is just because the Talk No Jutsu is just pure plot, plot manipulation. You want to know what's straight
Pure
up plot
plotter.
manipulation?
Yeah.
The ability to bring people back from the fucking dead. And I'm talking about the Tensei, the weapon that ironically can do absolutely no damage, but strangely enough has the ability to res people. It's out of control. When Shishomaru hits people with it, it passes right through them, and they're like, "What did you do?" Absolutely did nothing. If you have that weapon, you better have the ability. Right. If you running that on your belt, you better have the ability to actually just put somebody down by yourself. But I digress. You're talking about the Talk No Jutsu is in the same thing, like I said, as the plot. And if you're gonna bring people back to life, at least give the plot rules. And the Tenseiga has that.
You could technically Talk No Jutsu somebody back to life.
Question.
You can. Naruto fucking did it.
Had that. Wasn't it like the opposite?
Correct. The Tenseiga could actually be damaged.
Wasn't it like you had to have like a pure heart?
No, it wasn't
So
anything
you needed
like
like
that.
a pure heart or something to.
No, it wasn't anything like that. Inuyasha and Shishomaru's dad.
And I've never finished Inuyasha.
No, he really just picked them. So Inuyasha took his tooth and made two swords. He made the Tenseiga and the Tenseiga. The Tenseiga was a sword that could actually run around doing damage. It was the most powerful weapon that was out there, and Inuyasha's father bequeathed it to him, the half demon. Shishomaru felt some type of way about that because the sword that his father left him was the Tenseiga, a sword that does no damage but has the the ability to heal and bring people back from the dead. He demonstrated that ability on the little girl that liked to follow him around named Rin. She got killed by some demons. He was walking around with this sword, like, man, this bitch ass sword don't bring nobody, don't do nothing to nobody. You know what? Let me just, and then up pops Rin. So that, I mean, ideologically, it's hilarious. And quite frankly, I agree that his dad, he realized late in life that, you know what, maybe I shouldn't go around just killing the mortals. He needed to teach his eldest son that lesson. And so he gave his son that sword. His son promptly said, fuck that, and got a sword that did do some damage to bullets. But that's a conversation for a different day. So yeah, no. My plot device is at least relevant to the story. Talk no jutsu, I can't just no. Just, I feel like that was a cop out, Mikey. You need to take it.
Like, it's so hard to be like, Talk no jutsu works in the story, and it just, this is where it makes the most sense.
Right.
It makes sense cinematic wise.
Someone tried to talk. You want to know? Someone tried to talk Shishomaru into thinking that sword was fucking awesome. Kill him.
Shishomaru, I was also in your predicament. I was also an asshole. I was there, but you know what? We can get over it together.
And he chews out your throat.
No, he's still listening.
Because I feel like
he's still listening.
Guy. There was no growth. I've known you for years. There's been no change. I've met you and I've hung out with you on New Year's. There's been no resolution to be like, I'm gonna be a better person.
Oh, I'd never do that. I mean, I obviously when New Year comes,
I've been where you've been. No, you haven't.
You're gonna try and hit Shishomaru with the talk no. You're gonna try and hit Shishomaru with the talk no jutsu. I've been exactly where you are, a fellow villain in this position.
No.
Okay, so
you realize
that I'm on the same timing as you, and yet you're trying to sit here and talk. Elevate your gauntlets, run them hands, fists in the air.
Holds my boy.
Right.
This is outside for the one-on-one. Run me my shit.
Right. Don't be a villain trying to talk no jutsu people. No, I'm calling you on it.
Yeah.
It's mostly because I'm not a.
Be the bad
do
guy.
you have a second one?
Talk you down.
Right. But it's mostly because I'm curious. Do you actually have a second one?
I'm gonna be honest with you. She don't.
I do.
She told. I'm about to say. I thought she had a second weapon. I thought she said something earlier. Ooh, a woman of culture and taste. A more elegant weapon for a more cultured time.
Lightsaber.
Without the Jedi powers, though, just lightsaber.
I mean, for real though, even without the Jedi powers, that's still a stupid powerful weapon.
Oh yeah.
And it is useful because I can also use it as a bug killer. I can also use it to kill things as meat and slice it up for food. I can also use it as like a heat source when I am cold.
Wow.
This is a very multi-personal weapon. Not only can it kill people, it can be useful.
It is really a Swiss Army knife. I don't know about the making people warm thing. I think there's like a force field around it or some shit like that. But still.
Can I ask a question?
Start a fire.
Can I?
Right, I was about to say, start a fire.
I'd like to ask a question. What Jedi could you have possibly killed to get that lightsaber?
I mean, technically speaking, you don't have to be a Jedi.
No, you don't have to. But the only way to make one,
it does make. Well, yeah, no, they do find them joints all the time.
Well, of course, you could find them. No, I'm just asking, what youngling did you kill? Because there's no way you killed a Jedi. What youngling did you trick to get that lightsaber?
You don't know that.
I do not.
Yeah,
well, you know me to know T. You don't think so? Let's be real. Let's call it like it is. You see how she's not saying anything because she's trying to plead the fifth.
No, you're right. T definitely tricked someone else to steal the lightsaber for her, though. Like, while she might not have taken it herself, I might know a bad guy that would have taken it for her.
Never get your hands dirty.
Yeah.
And I'm the villain.
T's like the Jabba the Hutt of the shit. Like she would sit around and have you do some shit, and you be like, "Damn, what the fuck happened? I got sniped, nigga." Like you act like bounty hunters don't exist.
Bounty hunters are actually a lot more dangerous
That's the
than
thing.
The Sith and the Jedi, just because they don't have specific loyalties.
Fuck yeah! Like you never hire a Mandalorian. Them motherfuckers are dangerous. Like they tell you this is the way, and then they blow some shit up. Why would you?
You better hope you get the money for it.
This is the way.
Because they're expensive. This is not the way. This is not the way. Mandalorians are expensive, and they are expendable.
This is the way.
Yeah, Mando does a good job. You got to remember, the rest of the Mandalorians usually get clapped.
The rest of the Mandalorians,
not as hard as stormtroopers.
I don't think
to be fair, the only reason the Mandalorians end up getting clapped is because they don't know when to quit. They don't have an off button. They just get turned on to ass kicking mode and they just go. And the problem with that is that sometimes you need someone there to tell you when to turn the ass kicking off. For the Mandalorian, of course, that's Grogu. Because the one time he probably should have turned the ass kicking off and left, like in the show when he was trying to use that damn Darksaber. It's like, yeah, no, this is working. I'm gonna, yeah.
This is time to run.
Yeah, no, it's not the way. But to your point, yeah, I mean, to be fair, they do kick a lot of ass before they go down. I mean, they definitely kick like 2 or 3 times the normal ass of most things in Star Wars. Maybe 4 if you got some little plot armor.
Yeah. Fair. Can I take a moment to say something that I personally hated from the Acolyte that they changed in the series?
Never saw it, but go ahead.
So I was not a fan of the lightsaber changing. Like the fact that they tried to change the canon and say that at the end her lightsaber changed color because of her aggression.
They changed that a while ago.
I don't like that.
So
see, and here's the reason I don't like that. You ready?
Wait, I'm sorry. You said they changed
all those young ones. You think there's a reason with a smile on his face?
There's a reason for that. Hold on. Okay, so originally you got a red crystal from
beating your lightsaber.
No,
you have to bleed.
That's the new stuff. All right, originally they made them straight up. They were artificial kyber crystals. They weren't real crystals. They had to sit in front of a furnace, meditate with a certain amount of material or whatever to form the crystal that they actually slotted into their lightsaber. That's how the Sith used to do it before Disney took over. After Disney took over, they made it to where there were 2 prerequisites, maybe, I don't know, but you had to have a lightsaber that wasn't yours. You had to steal it. That was one of the main things. You can't just take a crystal that was your own and just bleed. No, you have to. The lightsaber of a Sith is not chosen; it is stolen from a Jedi. So that's why. That's one of them. The other one is you actually have to pour your hate and aggression into, say, crystal. Physically, you actually have to be touching it. They did it in a comic that then showed how Anakin did his, or Vader did his, rather. And then what they did in Acolyte, that was the first time that we had seen it on TV. Now, don't get me wrong, it was a little underwhelming, because in the comic that Anakin did it, I keep calling it Anakin. The comic that Vader did his in is it's a lot more impactful. Like, my guy had a whole vision where he was like, maybe I fucked up when I thought Obi-Wan back on Mustafar. And he, had a whole vision where he said, where he went back to back to Palpatine's office, and Palpatine's like, well, did you do what I told you to do? And he's like, no. And he turns out the green lightsaber because that's the color crystal he stole. And he killed Palpatine with it. And then he went to catch Bean. And he's like, Obi-Wan, I'm sorry. I ain't mean to do you like that. And then he comes out of it and he's like, no, fuck all of that. I'm the bad guy. And then, excuse me. And then he bleeds his crystal.
I meant what I said. I'm standing on this.
Mike?
Huh? That's it.
So,
okay.
What's up?
All I'm gonna say is I understand the change. I just, for the prequel in me, like, you can't tell me that the prequels were the movie that you wanted us to start with and you came out with. Like, as much as shit as people talk about the prequels were our first Star Wars movies. Like, for a lot of our generation, we didn't grow up going to drive-in movies. Like, all of our parents have the same actual fucking memory of watching Star Wars. They drove into the drive-in, they watched it, they seen it. Kind of like kids today will remember seeing the Avengers. Wow, T. Just having a great time.
Put it down.
But
Samuel Jackson, please put it down. Miss Windu, can you? Miss Windu, don't put it down.
She gonna make somebody. But like, just the joy of seeing the movies and watching all three of them come out, and like being the RIP to James Earl Jones, but being the Vader fan that I am, watching Vader's story be complete in 1, 2, and 3, and then knowing that, like, you should have made that movie. You should have made that move between the second movie and the third movie to having a red lightsaber. Like, you grew up a slave. Your mama got murdered while still being a slave.
Though. Yeah, he might have that aggression, but that was still his crystal. And it wasn't a situation where he was trying to meditate on all of that. He was still trying to be the good guy. My guy did not give up on that until, the universe decided to threaten his life.
Until he murdered over 19 children. He tried to hunt down Grogu. He was in that movie.
He made that decision before all of that. Like I said, when he saw that his wife and the future mother of his child was like in danger, he was like, you know what? Me and the universe will have to run once, and if that's the dark side of the Force giving me the ability to fight the universe, then I'm gonna have to go to the dark side. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's not.
And again, as a Vader fan, I stand with Vader,
which is fine. I'm just saying, I understand why I understand why the new rules to Anakin's lightsaber didn't turn red. It was always something that kind of bothered me. I figured that we would get Anakin with a red lightsaber even in episode 3, but then I thought about it. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Obi-Wan didn't give Luke a red lightsaber. He gave him a blue one. So how does he get a blue lightsaber? Well, Anakin still has to keep a blue one.
Yeah, and for continuity reasons, I could understand that. But I wanted this to be a situation where Anakin's original lightsaber gets dropped off when he gets his hand cut off in 2. And then he gets a new lightsaber in the third one. Never happened. So I'm like,
but he did. When he lost his hand, he lost his lightsaber before he lost his hand in the 2.
He lost his lightsaber a lot. That's why that was always kind of confusing. That he got the original one.
No, he had a different lightsaber. The first lightsaber Anakin built looked a lot like Obi-Wan's lightsaber from episode 1. Then when it broke at the end of the second movie, the lightsaber that he had at the third movie was the one that he carried for the most part. So that was like Anakin's second or third lightsaber by the time we got to the third movie.
Apparently, they're not expensive to buy.
Look.
Apparently the components aren't necessarily expensive. It's the kyber crystal.
Yeah, those things are rare. Seeing as we've lost T, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up before me and Dwight start Star Wars and y'all out.
We will sit here and talk about Star Wars for like the next hour. We got other things to do.
We got so many other things to do. We have so many other great topics coming at you from the pipeline. Hey, she back. See?
I was devouring these wings. I was eating.
Super devoured. Speaking of our girl, next week there will be a special. T and Jasmine will be going over to. Is this an offline shit?
No, it's just the fact that I'm going to be doing 3 things. I'm going live 3 times that day.
Oh yeah, you're going to be perfect. The people are going to get to see a lot of Miss
We talked about that, and then you
yeah, me talking and muted.
Facts. Keep going.
What a shame.
Mikey, where did you find that shirt?
I don't want to hear his bullshit. I'm okay with it. So I guess we're wrapping it up for tonight. Mikey, can you go ahead and tell people where they can find you at?
In any and all socials, it's Fluke the Villain. Instagram, Facebook. If you're on Facebook, you'll never find me. Twitch, not yet. Soon, probably next month, actually. And Twitter. I already said Instagram. And TikTok. I'll actually have some clips that will be coming there. It's just Fluke. Literally, it's just Fluke. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I will get better at my TikTok.
Fuck you, Maul. Dwight?
You can find me actually on Instagram at the handle deal Frazzy12. Although I guess I have the ability to stream, so I might start doing it. Although I have no clue what I would do. If I did that, it'd be old games, like nice little Republic nonsense like that. That's just the type of timing I'm on. But I digress. You can find me there, but you can definitely find me here every weekend. Here at the Trap House.
Ooh, sorry. Wine Mommy kicked in, so I clocked in real quick. Maul, go ahead. Tell them where they can find you at. Where are you going to be at in the next few months?
Wow.
What cons you going to?
Oh, yeah. Have we been talking about FlyCon?
I will be. So,
can we get the people hyped about FlyCon?
So, next few months, you can find me at UNAB Network on Facebook. You can find me at my TikTok at BlerdxTrapHouse. Also on Instagram, same thing. For the next few months, you can find me at the couple next cons. You will be able to see me at Anime USA in October. I believe that's October 11th. If you see me, I may or may not be drunk because it's my little brother's birthday, and we are going to go get matching fairy tale tattoos. He does not know that. It's the first time I've said that out loud. So
now he knows.
Matching tattoos.
Now he knows. So. Yeah,
we're going to get tattoos. We will be in SplatCon. That will be the first time that it will be the majority of us headed to the West Coast. That's my first trip out west. So we will be taking a trip with all of UNAB and HNIC. Well, some of UNAB and HNIC out to SplatCon to go west. And we will be in GalaxyCon. We will show up in Dwight's neck of the woods to be in Columbus in December. So October SplatCon, October Anime USA, November SplatCon, November not SplatCon.
October is SplatCon, December is Galaxy.
Okay, so October Anime USA, and SplatCon is apparently October, and GalaxyCon is December. My only month off is November. I will be taking Free Food Day, November 12th, to celebrate, as all good vets should. T, where can they find you as we close this out?
You can find me at my thing down here on Twitter.
Other side. You other side.
Or find me on my not safe for work account. God, these things look like shit. That one is me basically being a whore. And you can pay for more so I can afford stuff like better fucking fries for this goddamn cheese.
Very
shit.
artistically tasteful.
Yeah, that's all I got. I'm hungry, so I'm gonna just eat.
Is all she
Yeah,
got.
nope, that is all. The food, the hanger.
And if you'd like to see her,
clear.
if you would like to
It's a
see
long
more
ass
of
pickle.
T,
What
T
the
will
fuck?
be
This
doing
is a really long pickle.
a
You
very
can
long
catch
ass
me
schedule.
here, but you can see me also at BlerdxCon next year.
We'll all be at BlerdxCon.
At BlerdxCon next year, there will be a special Black Girl Confidential next week. Jesus, featuring Jasmine and T from the Trap House. They will be showing going over all things BDSM and kink test. They will be doing their result, going over, having fun conversations. But before that, we will have them doing Truth or Drink. We will be back for our gaming night. Brittany may or may not show up. She might be doing her mom thing. That will be actually, is that Snuggles' birthday weekend? Yeah, that's Snuggles' birthday weekend. So it might be kind of crazy in our background, but you know, pizza shots, usual Saturday night over here. Y'all can catch us next week. We will be having a Truth or Drink. We appreciate y'all. Catch us in the comments.
Limitations try to match my battle spirit. I'm just hitting combinations. Competition ain't in my division. Looking like some light work. My drag will put you through the ceiling. I'm about to go berserk. Supernova, let them know I'm always repping that red side.